Okay, so you might have noticed at this point there's a kind of a lack of videos from my channel, and the main reason is because I've kind of ran out of ideas. Well, not really. I've mainly been working on a lot of bigger video projects, and as you'd expect from a bigger video project, it tends to take a little longer than the smaller ones, and I haven't really been making that many small, just off-the-cuff projects, such as Moxie Breaks the Radio. I'm actually really proud of that video, by the way. So I decided, why not just make a few more off-the-cuff projects? I mean, there's nothing holding me back doing it, so that's the intro to this video right here. Here's one. I'm gonna call it, like, figuring out the logic puzzle in Ratchet and Clank 2 that no one asked for, because that's pretty much what this video is. So, you might be wondering, like, what is all this? So, and why you are in this screen here. This screen here is Camtasia. It's the video editing program I use to edit all my videos. And this here is a short clip I've taken from a cutscene of Ratchet and Clank 2. Now, the great thing about this video is, even if you haven't watched any of the Ratchet and Clank 2 content already on my channel, or you don't even know anything about the game, you don't have to understand this video, or maybe you won't understand it. You see what I mean in a moment. So, I'll just play the video here, which will kind of function as an intro to this.
It says, in case of emergency, break glass with wrench. Hold on. This one says, use rock to break glass to get wrench to break glass to get rock. Ooh, I love logic puzzles. Let's see. If you break the glass with the...
Solved it.
Yeah, so as you can see there, this entire short little cutscene basically functioned as a joke the developers made. And the joke is, Ratchet here doesn't care, like the main character doesn't care for the stupid convoluted logic puzzle here that Clank, the smarter one, wants to figure out. So he pretty much breaks the glass here with his wrench to get this other wrench. Basically, this is a melee weapon in the game. He wants to get the upgraded version because it does more damage. And then he takes it, throws his old one away, and basically says, solved it. And that's the joke there. I'm going to be adding to the joke now because I'm going to be completely overanalyzing the crap out of this thing. You're going to see what I mean? Well, right now. In fact, to explain my logic behind this, I actually created this diagram here. Hold on. It's got a bit drawn already on it, so let me just delete that. So, here's what the words up here mean when it says Capsule 2. I'm going to be referring to this container that holds the rock for the logic puzzle as Capsule 1, and this one that holds the wrench as Capsule 2. So when I refer to the writing on Capsule 2, I'll be talking about this writing here, which is actually just all ones and zeros, I'm pretty sure, which Clank is reading out. I'm not even sure this is says the exact same thing that Clank is reading out. If you really want to, I guess I'm going to put a little zoom in now on the screen while I'm talking, so if you want to, and while it's really zooming in, you can decode this and understand what it means if you're okay with reading binary. I am not, so I'm just going to be going along with this based on what Clank says. Anyway, moving on. So this diagram, that's the wrong thing, that'll come later. This diagram here I've written, it says Capsule 2 says, use rock to break glass to get wrench to break glass to get rock. And that was actually what Clank says. Clank said, the smaller robot one. And I've actually created this neat little diagram here so you can actually cross things off as you figure out the logic puzzle. So that's the rock, that's the glass, a glass pane, even though it's nothing like the glass that actually covers the thing. This is my own custom drawn wrench, which I'm actually a little bit proud of. And then this is just the rock and glass copy and paste it again. And I actually did work all this stuff out off camera, but in order to work it out again, I don't think I can do that because right now I'm concentrating on talking and not actually working it out. The good thing is this Word document now comes up next because I actually written down a couple of solutions I figured out for the logic puzzle. So let me just read it out to you again so you understand the logic puzzle. The first case says in case of emergency, so first capsule. So this capsule here says in case of emergency, break glass with wrench. Then the second one here says, as Clank already read, use rock to break glass to get wrench to break glass to get rock. So if you want to actually be a little interactive with this video, pause it now and try and come up with your own solution for doing this convoluted puzzle and getting the rock to break glass and all that, everything I just went over. So yeah, feel free to pause the video, and if you are pausing, and I'm going to assume that you either don't care about pausing it right now and you're back, or you have paused and you are back. So if you are, just welcome back. Now, that you're done trying to figure out your own solutions, I'm going to go over the solutions I figured out in this untitled Word document here. So this is the first one. I just called it solution. This really should be solution 1, but I guess I didn't write that. You pick up capture 1 and wield it like a club. So what I'm saying here is pretty much, you grab this entire thing, and you just kind of pick it up Hulk style, and then you smack capsule 2 with it while making sure you don't break the glass of capsule 1. So pretty much what I'm saying here is you grab this entire thing and you start whacking this with it until you you break the glass here with the rock inside capsule 1 without breaking the glass here, which would be incredibly hard to do because here it says use rock to break glass of capsule 2. I'm guessing that's the first step. And then moving on, I'm just going to keep reading this. So make sure you don't break the glass of capsule 1. Technically, this will count as using the rock inside of capsule 1 to break the glass of capsule 2. So that's what it's going over. Technically, as you smack this capsule into that one, capsule 1 into capsule 2, you will be using the rock inside of capsule 1 to smash the glass of capsule 2. So that, in my opinion, there counts as part of the logic puzzle completed. This is the first step completed. Now the glass of capsule 2 is broken. Reach inside and pick up the wrench. Second step completed, because for the next step, after it says use rock to break glass, it says to get wrench. So obviously you need to get the wrench. So at this point, it's assumed that I've gotten this capsule and completely smashed the glass of this capsule 2. So I can now grab and hold the upgraded wrench. So that's 2 steps here completed. It's pretty easy from there, since all you have to do now is smash the glass of capsule 1 with the wrench, and you can pick up the rock. So the last thing it says here is after it says use rock to break glass, then to get wrench, to break glass, to get rock. So the next step I was going with is you then use the upgraded wrench here to smash the glass of this capsule 1 and pick up the rock. And then, as I've written here, logic puzzle complete. Only question is, how do you pick up capsule 1 in the first place, since it'd be really heavy? Tractor beam. This is pretty much an inside joke, which you might understand if you know about Ratchet and Clank 2, but I'm going to explain it now. Pretty much there's a gadget that you, Ratchet here, the main character, can use called the tractor beam, which is used for moving really heavy objects. So I'm saying, if you were physically not strong enough to pick up this, just use the tractor beam on it and then wallop it into capsule 2. That was the joke there. Anyway, moving on. There was actually another way which I figured it out, because I started thinking, what if the logic puzzle here was basically, it's implied that you aren't allowed to pick up capsule 1 and use it as an improvised weapon. So I kind of went on a bit more of a tangent here. So here, as it says, or if you aren't allowed to screw around with the puzzle, what I was talking about before, so you can't use capsule 1 as a club, what I referenced just before, well, then I think the logic puzzle is impossible, because Clank says to use rock to break glass, to get wrench, to break glass, to get rock. You can't use the rock because it's behind the glass of capsule 1. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. The rock here is enclosed in glass. No real way to, reach through it and grab the rock, because you aren't a ghost in this game. Not possible for you to phase through solid matter. Then, moving on. You can't use the rock because it's behind the glass of capsule 1. I already read that. So you can't use it to break open capsule 2 and grab the wrench, because the logic puzzle says that you need to get the rock to break the glass to get wrench, so you're breaking the glass of capsule 2. Yeah, we already went over that. That makes sense. And you will need the wrench to get the rock in the first place. Yeah, you will need the wrench to get the rock here, because the logic puzzle says use wrench to break glass to get rock, so that's implying you break the glass of capsule 1 to get the rock. Yeah, this all makes sense so far. In fact, it would, because I've written it. And you need the wrench to get the rock in the first place, since the second inscription tells you to break the glass of capsule 1 to get the rock, which I just went over. Confused yet? I'm almost at my limit. The reason why I've written this is because when I wasn't reading this out kind of slowly and going over it methodically like I am now, this stuff was almost confusing me as I wrote it. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of funny bit left in. But what if you were allowed to listen to the writing on capsule 1? So what I'm saying here is on capsule 1 here, it said, in case of emergency, break glass with wrench, which is what Clank actually says at the very start of the cutscene. I'll play it again so you can listen.
It says, in case of emergency, break glass with wrench.
See what I mean? Yeah, right there. He says it. So this is including that little extra bit. Yeah, so but if we were allowed to listen to the writing on capture 1, it says in case of emergency, break glass with wrench. I think we can call this emergency an emergency since our brain is close to melting at this point. Right now it's not, but when I was writing this, it honestly felt like it was because I was kind of going through this quickly and it was kind of overloading my brain with its tongue twister like knowledge. In this case, the logic puzzle can be solved. If we hit capture 1 with the wrench we already own, this wrench right here, because you do start the game with it and you don't have to do anything to get it, so this is always in our possession and you don't need to do anything to get to it, unlike this upgraded wrench in Capsule 2. Yeah, so that's what I'm explaining that. Moving on. Yeah, so what if we were allowed to listen to writing on Capsule 1? It says in case of the oh yeah, I already read that. In this case, the logic puzzle can be solved if we hit capture 1 with the wrench we already own, our unupgraded wrench from the first game, like I mentioned. But we make sure we only create a small hole in capture 1. This is important, trust me. Now we can say I got a rock, and the reason why this link here is there is because I was reminding myself of a joke I want to put in now, which is pretty much it's me going now I can say and then playing this audio clip. Yeah, I know the joke isn't that good, but it was funny at the time for me. Anyway, with rock in hand, we can smash the glass of Capsule 2 and get the upgraded wrench. So yeah, pretty explanatory. So in case of emergency, using this wrench here to, I think, smash this container to get this wrench to then smash this to get the rock. I'm pretty sure I'm following it right. With the upgraded wrench, we can finally smash the rest of the glass that's covering Capsule 1. Oh, right, that's what I was going for. So what I was saying is that you can use this wrench here to smash a small hole into this part of the glass so you can reach in, pluck out the rock, use it to smash the glass in Capsule 2, and then grab the upgraded wrench here to smash the rest of the glass surrounding Capsule 1, thereby making the rock available, which you then don't really, well, I mean, the rock would already, you've already used it to smash the glass here, but you also meant to, as I'm pretty sure I write next, you after you finished using the rock to create to smash the glass of Capsule 2, you put it back in Capsule 1 so you can smash the glass with the wrench from Capsule 2, and then grab the rock, thereby completing the overly convoluted logic puzzle. In fact, yeah, it says here, with the upgraded wrench we can finally smash the rest of the glass covering Capsule 1 so we can get the rock to complete the logic puzzle, smiley face. We already have the rock, doesn't it mean we failed? Nope. The logic puzzle never said we couldn't put the rock back where we found it. Kind of snarky looking happy face. In other words, we put the rock back in the half-broken Capsule 1 before you hit it with the upgraded wrench. So there, that's what I was talking about. Like, you get the rock out, you smash the glass here, get upgraded wrench, put rock back in, use upgraded wrench to smash glass there, and then pretty much grab the rock, and once you touch it, the logic puzzle is completed. Congratulations, you outwitted a joke that the developers never probably even intended for you to solve, but I felt like solving it anyway, just for the hell of it, and to make this funny little video here. So yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it for this video. That's all I really wanted to do. Solve the logic puzzle the developers never intended you to solve. So, thanks for watching. If you watched it all the way, hopefully it wasn't too long. I mean, it shouldn't be. I haven't been recording for that long. Subscribe and like if you want to, and dislike if you want to. And if you do dislike, please tell me why you disliked the video, so I can have some feedback. And that's all for now. Bye, really.